Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am so excited. I'm so happy to be part of the Forum on Female Leadership, Diversity, and Inclusion, held, of course, by the Female Leadership in Angola. Thank you so much for the organizers. Thank you for the invitation. I think this is an awesome opportunity for all of us to gather and share and just learn from each other. I'm Dr. Natalie Forrest, and I am known usually as the revolutionary rule breaker. I'm a transformational spiritual mentor and coach, leadership coach, and I am on the board of a number of global organizations. And today I'd like to talk about one of my favorite subjects with you, and that is leading from the heart, connected to the mind. This, of course, is especially important when we're dealing with equity, when we're dealing with diversity, inclusion, and leadership in general. Because when we're leading, either because we're in a position of leadership or because there is a need to fill a vacuum in a team where somebody needs to lead a little bit more than the others. Leading from the heart is crucial. You see, for so long, we've been leading from the mind, from the head. And let's face it, in 2024, we can pretty well see where that has led and where that has gone, which is why so many more people are talking about feminine leadership. And I'd like to focus on that feminine leadership because when we're looking at leading from the heart, something that we apply more and more now also in companies, in big companies, we're talking about the emotional intelligence. We're talking about looking at each other, and this may sound strange, as human beings. Why do I say it may sound strange? I say that because very often in many companies, it is more about the number, the position, the last name, and filling out all of the correct forms, filling out all of the correct ideas, filling the positions. And especially, for example, in the US, one of the things that really, really upset me, and still does, is being identified by a number. You know, they go by social security numbers. I know other countries do that too. But seriously, am I a number? If I'm a number, then I'm a robot. Then I'm no longer a human being. The same goes for, and I wrote a book about this, when you call a company up, let's say your health insurance or any kind of insurance. That's just an example. There are plenty of other places where this happens as well. And instead of being asked, hello, how are you? What's your name? How can I help you? They ask for your membership number or for your contract number, for your ticket number. They don't ask your name, which makes it very impersonal. I don't want to say inhumane, but that's the next step. It makes it very impersonal. And when it's not personal, it's just data driven. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. There are so many companies that I'm currently working with, applying leadership training with, coaching training with, where it is clear that the people working, I'm saying again, the people working for these companies are looking at connections. They want to network. They want to have an organization in which they can be themselves, can share their strength with a strong voice and open heart and open mind, and be accepted with their opinion, even if the opinions themselves are not always accepted, and also ask for advice. And this is, I think, where female leadership comes in. We're thinking about women. If we're thinking about feminine people, I'm going to bring that in again because I do know some men who are very, very feminine in the way that they approach things, meaning they're leading from the heart. Yes, the mind is there because we do need to fulfill certain tasks. We need to have some systems in place, obviously. However, in general, feminine leadership, females tend to lead more from the heart because we tend to, stereotypically, talk more. We tend to open a conversation more often up with, how are you doing? How are things going? Just this morning, I had a board meeting. And, early in the morning, we all came with our coffee. We didn't have to have makeup on. In between the virtual meeting, we got up and got more coffee while still talking with one another. My cat jumped on the table, things of that nature. And the very first question was, how is everybody doing this morning? And there was no hesitancy from anybody to honestly respond. And then just before recording this, I was in a virtual meeting, in a virtual interview panel that is going to be also on the air with a dear friend of mine. And I had mentioned something to him yesterday in an email. And when I came online, this was a live event being recorded. The first thing he asked me was, how is your daughter doing? While we're live talking about human resources, how to train people, what is important when we're training people. And the first question he asked was, how's your daughter doing? So he came from the heart. Of course, it was also then bringing me into the conversation, which was the mind. And I think in general, females or people with feminine emphasis in some areas, the heart, do this much better. And that is what people are eager, they're longing for this. So this, in the age of Aquarius, this is the time to lead from the heart, to be authentic, to be vulnerable. But when I say vulnerable, don't just tell stories, right? Because that falls flat. You have to be you have to be honest. And what that takes is self-love and self-confidence. Without that, we're always in a state of competition. And that is not leading from the heart. That is leading from a place of lack and a place of the mind and a place of masculinity, which, as I started out by saying, has not proven to work so well over an extended period of time. Not to mention, we are now in the year of the dragon. So we've been pushed around a little bit. Fire coming, changes are coming. And the changes that we are here to embrace and push forward is to lead from the heart. I hope these ideas sparked something in you, lit you on fire. If you've got any questions, of course, please connect with me, because this is what I love doing. I'm very spiritual. I see everybody as a human being, and I recognize everyone as a whole person. And that is what we need to do today if we want to truly be inclusive, look at each other as equals, and lead others so that long-term we can walk together. Thank you again. I look forward to hearing everybody else in this special forum, and I invite you to connect with me anywhere on social media or via Linktree, Natalie Forrest. Thank you so much.